Hey, everybody. We are live. Pompano Beach, Florida, home of the U, where that bass drops hardest. The U and South Florida. And here at the Done Better Studios, where we are live every Monday through Thursday. And today we are talking about the original sales funnel. And I can't wait to get into that with everybody and really show everyone really the power of this stuff and how we're going to change a lot of lives with the things that we've been getting into with Ray and Tony Leone. They're going to be joining us later on a different live stream. But today I'm going to be talking with you guys about one of the foundational rules of the original sales funnel. And what that is the steps to a sale. What are the steps to a sale? I mean, can it get any easier? Yesterday, Christy and I were talking about resonating statements, creating rapport, first impressions, all the things that you think of when you go for a job interview, when you meet somebody outside in your personal life, or when you go onto a sales call. It all culminates with the steps of a sale, building that rapport, having the resonating statement, having the positioning statement like we talked about yesterday is a part of the sales steps or the sales system. Or in this case, the sales funnel, okay? Now, when people hear about the sales funnel, a lot of time they're thinking about the click funnels. So is this like a way to get leads in? So for the sales funnel, what a lot of people think is, at the top here, where am I here? Boom, at the very top right here, you got to stuff in a whole lot of attempts, right? The more attempts you get under the top, as you go down further, the more chance you have of things coming out of the bottom. That's not what the sales funnel is. Not the way that Ray Leone wrote this book. Back in the 80s, he wrote this book. He created this thing in the 70s, okay? And we're gonna get into that. But the sales funnel, the original sales funnel, this has been around for 80s, 90s, the aughts, the teens, and now the 20s, going on 50 freaking years, people. This book, the original sales funnel, the success secrets of the sales funnel by Ray Leone I just literally got off a sales call a few minutes ago. It was a friend of mine, Chaz Horn. Shout out to Chaz Horn. I was on his sales call. It was a chat, like a group audio call, and he was talking about how to convert prospects into clients. And every step, he had 4 pillars, and they were great, the 4 pillars of Chaz's steps. And I won't get into it. I'll let Chaz talk about that. I shared it on my LinkedIn. You can go check it out. But it was the sales funnel. It's the sales funnel all day long. So we're going to get into that, and I'm just excited about it. So let's jump into a little bit of what this means and how you could put it into your world right now. So basically, I want to start off with saying everything foundational starts with the beginning. And in the beginning, it was 1972, and Ray Leone went directly from writing software for IBM to selling. All right, he worked for IBM for a long time writing software, and he got laid off with a bunch of people, like thousands of them, and he decided, I'm going to be a salesman because I need some more job security, which is the funniest thing. If you're a salesperson, you go, job security, becoming a salesman, how is that job security? And Ray will be the first one to tell you it's job security, because if you can sell anything, if you could sell, you could sell anything. And if you could sell anything, you'll never go without. Ray's a multi-millionaire. He's developed a system because he's very left-brained with the software writing history. The engineer, Ray, wrote a system that became the sales funnel and the salesman, Ray. So this whole system, if you're a person who, I can't sell, I've never been good at sales because I'm very database, I'm very engineered, I'm very left brain, this is your lucky day, because this book, the sales funnel, the success secrets of the sales funnel is for anyone, but especially for the left-brained. All right, and so here's how I'm going to prove it to you. I want you to take a few minutes, take out a sheet of paper, take out your phone, open up your OneNote, whatever you take notes on, and I want you to write down the steps to the sale, the steps to your sale. And I don't mean lead generation. Now remember, this is not click funnels. We're not talking about click funnels. We're talking about the steps to your sale. So step one would be, for instance, hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm with Coaching Done Better. That might be the very first step, the warm-up, if you will. And maybe the last step on your list might be the close, right? It's your pitch and then the close. How do you close them? How do you get them to put their name on the bottom line? How do you get them to become a client? When do you qualify them? When do you demonstrate your product? If you do site visits, for example, when do you take them on a road trip to visit a site? These are all steps to a sale, okay? Now, what are your steps to a sale? I'm gonna introduce something to you, right? Just to throw you off base here, a little off balance here. It's gonna be a term called TOMA. And if this wasn't live, I'd do it old school style with the nice rainbow TOMA, boring. It means top of mind awareness, top of mind awareness. And we're gonna talk about that a little later, about what top of mind awareness is and why it's important. Because what we're gonna do is we wanna take your sales process, okay? And your consciousness, your top of mind awareness. And we wanna bring them together because we're gonna take out a giant eraser and we're gonna fix you. We're gonna fix your sales process. We're gonna tell you all about the sales funnel, the success secrets of the sales funnel. Ray is a millionaire many, many times over. He was the world's top pool salesman in Charleston, South Carolina for many, many, many years in the 80s and 90s. He's won countless awards, design awards. The guy is very engineer-brained or minded, but he took this mind of his and he created a sales process. So I want you to think about a guy coming right out of IBM's factory, and he's got his briefcase in his hand, he's got his pink slip in his other hand, and he goes and he says, that's it. I've been through 3 or 4 or 5 companies in the last couple of years since I got out of college. This software stuff's for the birds. I'm gonna go into sales. So he says, I'm gonna do it though, the Ray way. Not the Ray, the Ray way. And he wrote down the steps to what he thought at the time were his steps to the sale. So I want you, if you're watching this on a replay, I want you to press pause for me, or in the comments if you're live. I want you to write down maybe 1, 2, 3, give me some steps to your sales process. Do you have a process? Do you treat every single time you talk to somebody differently? All right, how's that working out for you? All right, if you got a system, you can go back and review it. You can correct it, you can improve it, you can implement it, and then you can see if it works better, then you can do it again. Improve it, implement, react, and improve. So, I want you to write it down. I'm gonna take a drink here, and then we're gonna get back to it. All right. How many did you come up with? How many steps did you come up with? Did you come up with 4 steps? Did you come up with 5 steps? 7 steps, 12 steps. So the next question you have to ask yourself is, why are they in the order that they are in? Okay, when Ray and Tony, they do live classes, most of the time the answer is always because, well, that's the way they taught us. They teach at very large corporations. They have the very largest clients in America, talking about Duke Energy and Compass Food Groups. They spend a lot of time with thousands and thousands of salespeople that they've taught over the last 30 years of this system. And they get new salesmen coming into the course, into Duke, into Compass, and they say, okay, here's day 1. You're a seasoned salesperson. Write down your steps. And you'd be surprised how many seasoned salespeople don't even have a 4 or 5 steps. They'd be like, I never thought about it. Right, because you're right-brained, right? You're the person who is a conversationalist, fly by the seat of your pants. You're creative. That's why you're in sales. But if you take the moment and apply these steps and put a process, a system behind you with that creativeness and that awareness of being able to be in front of people and really talk to them and connect with them, you're putting these two powerful skills together. We're going to teach you how to take your left brain and enhance your right brain. Okay, so again, why do you put them in that order? Well, that's the way they taught us. And then, the way they tell us is the way it works, and that's the way we do it. Well, what we found is the first time you do this, you just actually did it. You never thought about why. Why is step one, step one? Why is step two, step two? Why isn't step two, step three? Have you ever tested it? Have you tried it over and over again, methodically, taking notes? Because that's the way processes are developed. That's the way world-class systems are created. They're done by people who have a lot more patience and time than we do to do these things over and over and over. And Ray's been doing these things for over 50 years. And he's become a multi-millionaire by selling and taking that sales system, creating this system, creating a book. He wrote this book years and years ago and back in the 80s or 90s. But it's the best kept secret because he never had to really publish it. He never had to get out there and sell it because he had these large corporations paying him a lot of money, not only to teach them, but he paid him not to teach the competition. And these steps will work, people. I don't care if you're selling a $10 bottle of water, if you're selling a condominium, if you're selling air conditioning systems to large corporations, if you're selling walk-in freezers to supermarkets, this system will work. The only thing that changes in this whole system are the examples that you use in your process, your tacit knowledge of your process or of your product or service. That's the only thing that changes. Everything else it fits into the system. And so, what were your steps to the sale? Why do you do what you do? If you'd like to put something in the comment here, if you're watching this after the fact, if you want to shoot me an email or a comment and let me know about your steps so we can take a look at them, love to help you out there. So we're going to talk right away about the sales funnel. Oh, of course, it's all about the sales funnel. This is what this video is about. This is what I spent a lot of time talking to companies about their sales teams and their sales process. It's one of my favorite topics, even though, like Ray, I wasn't a natural salesperson. Ray was an engineer. I was a construction operator. But one thing we both had in common is that a system is a system. A system is what's needed. I get deep in the weeds in systems. My boss and my friend and my mentor, Wes Parsons, used to just yell at me, got to get you out of the weeds. You're just too deep. And when I found this sales funnel system, I was like, where do I go to drink this water all the time? And so I became very, very close with Ray and Tony and Linda, Leon, and I spent a lot of time in this system with the videos. There's a whole course that was created years ago, and we offer that. But the best way is to talk to one of us in person about how we can help your business. So we can show you the right way to have your sales system. And what is that right way, of course? What is the right way? What are the right steps to the sale? Well, of course, it's the sales funnel way, right? So as I mentioned, Ray developed this process in 1972, but it wasn't until the end of the 80s that he thought about the sales funnel as a process. And it has three major parts. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to make this bigger, boop, 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 boop. And you notice we've got three parts to that funnel. You see that, guys? Three parts to this funnel. It's a sales funnel. It's wider on the top. It's narrower on the bottom, but it's not a lead gen funnel. It's a true sales funnel, and it has three phases. Okay? When he saw the three different parts, he started compiling the steps, and he saw, being very analytic minded, of course, he broke these things into chunks. And he broke his system, his steps, into three major chunks. And as the steps were being systematically created, he was compiling them and doing further analysis, being Ray, and then he saw it. It was clear as a bell. He saw three distinct phases in every sales process goes through these 3 phases. The first step is the research phase. The research phase. I'm just going to lower this down a little bit. The resource phase is where most people consider the presentation, or actually where they get most people to think that the actual selling occurs. And you're going to find out that this is not true. All right. The third phase is where you present your product. It's where we take them for the test drive or on a tour of the house, or we take them to the controls and we show them whatever the pieces of the total package, how it all goes together. All right, this is where the client is taking mental possession and he's visualizing the benefits of the product or services. This is where we engage the right brain. It's the big aha moment. But the sale is made in the very first part, the research phase. Most people save the presentation phase for the close, right? They think the close is where you're selling. That's not true in this system, which makes this beautiful because 90% of sales training is on product knowledge and presentation and presenting the product, all right? This is not where sales is done. The sales training that you're doing right now is incorrect. It's misplaced. The product knowledge and presenting the product, that's the middle phase. We call that the educational phase. The other 10% is on closing and handling the objection, which occurs in the very last part, the small part at the end of the funnel. That's called the dream fulfillment phase. I'm telling you, the sale is not made in the dream fulfillment or the close or even the educational part. It's done in the very first part, the research phase, which means 90% of all sales training is wrong. It's misplaced. 90%. How many people watching this right now have been in sales training and the first thing they tell you to do is to get to know the product knowledge? And you're going to be selling the product, the features and benefits. That's commodity selling. That's not what we sell upon. What happens when a client asks us a question and we think that's what they really want? They're asking us the question because that's the problem. And what do? We throw, they call it puking. We puke all over it, right? If they're asking about a car and they're asking about miles per gallon, ooh, a light bulb goes off. That must be really important to you. Here's what all about miles per gallon. That's a big mistake. As Larry Long Jr. would say, that's wrong. What you got to do with that is part of the research phase. You ask them a follow-up question. Why is that important to you? And the answers you're going to get when people answer the why is that important to you, and we're going to talk about that later, not even on today's show, you're going to get the true reason that they're talking to you. The superficial reason is the objective. The true reason lies underneath that. And in the research phase, when you're asking very smart questions about why they're asking you questions, you are going to be creating the sale right there and then, okay? So, are you in a reputable business? All right, most of the time, reputable competitors can do and say the same thing you do. So if you say, I do X better than anyone, they can say, we do X better than anyone. If you say, we've been in business this long, they can say, we've been in business that long. There's always somebody better. And that's not going to increase your sales, your closing rate to 60, 70, 80, even 90%, is it? That's not going to happen. I'm live right now, brother. How can I help you?
Probably a bad time. I was wondering if you're the best person to speak with as far as your internet.
Come back in. No, I come back. I'm literally live casting right now. If you want to come have a seat and learn how to sell, really, instead of asking that question, pull up a chair, brother. Come on over here. Here, come on here. I swear to God, this isn't a plant. Sit down here, man. What's your name?
Aaron.
Aaron, have a seat. Literally, we're live. We got 11 people watching, but we're on 5 products. So that's probably about 50 people, and about 2,000 people see this. Move over just a little bit more.
Yeah, you're good.
Aaron just stopped. Look, literally, I'm teaching people how to sell.
Okay, great.
Called the sales funnel. This is my mentor, Ray Leone. You're here selling. I swear to fucking God, this isn't out of a plant.
Not a plant.
You're here selling internet.
Correct.
Do that again. Come back. What did you ask me? Your first question.
Who handles the internet and phone systems here for your business?
Now, I'm not going to be an asshole and go, that's the stupidest fucking way I've ever. I'm not ever going to do that because I'm not that guy.
Sure.
But you can see this. Just unbelievable. This is what they all say. You were trained that way?
No. I've just been selling for, oh man.
Kind of intuitive to you?
Almost 8 years now. I mean, listen, I sell internet services. So you need internet services. Everybody needs internet.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm selling some fancy schmancy product.
It's like water, air.
Yeah,
these
exactly.
days.
Exactly.
Right.
So, and realistically, I'm with AT&T. So
big, huge AT&T, right?
You know the brand. Everybody knows the brand. You either know Comcast, you know AT&T, and everyone else is kind of a small fish in a big pond.
Absolutely.
Right? So I walked in here. You're either going to go with Comcast or you're going to go with AT&T.
Right.
Those are your options.
Yeah. And we're here pumping also.
In your area, depending on who you are. So if you're with AT&T, great. I give you my card. Say if you have any issues, you have any questions.
No pressure.
Good. Contact me.
Because eventually everyone's going to have a problem with their internet.
Absolutely.
And at that point,
you call me and we can escalate your issues. If you're with Comcast, I can tell you the advantages that AT&T has over Comcast, and then hopefully that makes it an easier decision for you to switch. Or if you're happy with it, you're happy with it.
Right.
Whatever.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
What is by the way, this is totally, I swear to God, never met.
What was your name again? I'm sorry.
Jeremy Torres.
Jeremy. I'm Aaron. For the audience, I'm Aaron.
What's do you mind sharing your close rate?
Yeah, actually, I recently just started. Actually, so I'm a month in.
A month, but you've sold in your life.
Yes.
What's your average close rate through everything you've ever sold? What's a good close rate? What would you consider a successful month or successful year for you? If I close this many, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, it just depends. I've sold an array of products. My time of being a salesperson. So I want to say,
what's your best?
My best? Oh, man. I mean, I've sold data storage software. I've sold restaurant marketing software. I've sold construction.
What were you most comfortable? Like you just tacit. You knew it.
I guess the last gig, which was the restaurant software that I was selling, because I was talking to restaurant owners and I come from the restaurant industry.
So now you got tacit. Yeah.
I have relatability. I was a busser. I was a chef. I was a manager.
Resonate. I
can resonate. I can hit the pain points.
What was your close rate on average?
I would say I would set myself at least every month, probably 10 meetings a month, and I would close at least 4, so 40%. Yeah.
That's a good number.
Pretty solid number.
For what you need, for what you sold, that number worked.
Yeah.
What if I told you that this system, and it's been only around for 50 years, nobody knows about it, and we'll talk about it after, we're almost stop there. We're actually on overtime now with 6 more minutes.
Sure.
60, 70, 80, 90%, and not just a few people, 90%, 80%.
Yeah.
Duke Energy has thousands of salespeople. Compass Food Group, thousands of salespeople.
Right.
Across the nation, closing at 80%, 90%.
That's awesome.
Using the system.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, I was here. Here are my notes. Look, I'm right here. Increase your sales 60, 70, 90%.
Yeah.
And I'm at the end of this thing, which is just funny. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stop because today was just about introducing this book to the people who know me, follow me. We are sponsored by Coaching Done Better. It's the place to find coaches if you're looking for a coach. World-class coaches are on there right now waiting for you to improve every day. That's what we're there for. You log on, you open an account. It's totally free. If you're a coach, put in the word Done Better 180. You get 6 months on the platform absolutely free. You get me once a week as a coach's coach, and I will help you perfect your pitch. I'll help you perfect your profile, get you some good videos, get you live like we're doing right now here across the streams. But we're gonna do this right on the profile, and I'm gonna drive people to your profile. We're gonna get you closing at 70, 80, 90% for however you help people, mind, body, or business. That's it for today. I'm gonna fill you in on the rest of the story later tomorrow. What's tomorrow? It'd be Monday. You have to wait till Monday because I don't go live Monday. But I'm gonna thank Big Balls, huge balls for just coming off street, coming live and listening to my questions.
If you don't have guts, then sales probably isn't the place for you.
You may not, but I'll tell you what: if you need internet service and you're in South Florida, you better call me. Get in touch with me because I'm going to put you in touch with him, and we are going to fix what's wrong with ailing you guys. Thanks. Let's see here. Hold on a second. got our outro music, right?
Yeah.
You can't hear it, but if it's
yeah.
good enough for prime time, it's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. We will talk to you Monday. Sales Funnel, the original.